Hey, this is Teddy Atlas, and we're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. Otherwise,
Unbelievable is probably the best word that you would use for this situation. Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So long story short, Mayweather and Team Maidana, they go to inspect the gloves that they're going to wear for today's fight. And lo and behold, Team Maidana shows up with some cheap-ass swap meet gloves where the damn padding is moving all around in the glove. I mean, real cheap gloves. And you think I'm joking when I say swap meet gloves. Guys, I know a whole lot about boxing gloves, and let me tell you something. These gloves that you're looking at here, right on the picture, these are literally gloves that you get from the swap meet. Matter of fact, it's the same brand. We used to have some of these gloves like when my kids were like 5, 6 years old. These are the kind of gloves that you would get from the swap meet. They're all spongy and soft, and like I said, the padding is moving all around. So you can basically conform the glove the exact way you want it to be. In other words, you could put some of the padding at the bottom of the glove, and then you could put some of the padding at the top of the glove, therefore leaving the middle part of the glove where the knuckles is, leaving that part basically bare. I cannot believe Robert Garcia, man. I cannot believe Robert Garcia. You know, I've been trying to take it easy on Robert Garcia because I could have been hitting him hard with all the shit that he's been doing lately. But I think after this last controversy, it's about time for us to take a deeper look into trainer Robert Garcia. I guess we really started to know Robert Garcia's true colors when he got involved in a situation with Yuriorkis Gamboa, and him and his brother, they were willing to do anything to duck and avoid that fight with Gamboa, which they were successful at doing. But the first incident that took place with Robert Garcia is when he was responding to a fan that basically asked him, "Why are you guys scared of Gamboa?" And, you know, Robert Garcia, he got so angry, he started saying, you know, these Cubans, they think they run the damn world, and they're lucky that we even let them stay in the country, which is a ridiculous comment because Robert Garcia himself is Latino, and his parents, they don't even speak English. So you had that incident that raised a lot of eyebrows. And then you move on to the Trayvon Martin comments that Robert Garcia made, which were very surprising that he would say something like that. For those of you guys who don't know, there was talks a couple months back of DMX and George Zimmerman being involved in a celebrity boxing match. And when Elliot Setback asked Robert Garcia, you know, because Elliot Setback is automatically assuming that Robert Garcia is one of the good guys. So Elliot's like, hey, why don't you train DMX to kick George Zimmerman's ass? This is what Elliot's saying. And you know, Robert Garcia, he starts off the conversation saying some shit like, well, you know, I don't even know who no damn DMX is. I don't even know him. You know, you could tell he's saying it in a way where he's basically letting you know that he doesn't like DMX. Because there's a difference from just saying, oh, who is that? I don't even know who it is. But he's saying it with anger, like, I don't even know who he is. I don't even know no damn DMX. Now, what's so funny about this is while Robert Garcia is saying he doesn't know who DMX is, everyone else in the gym, they all start saying, oh yeah, DMX, I used to bump him. I love some DMX, etc., etc. And then even Elliot Setback was like, oh yeah, man, when DMX was hot, I was hanging with DMX. I used to be hanging with the Rough Riders, you know, and that's starting to irk Robert Garcia even more. So this is when Robert cut them off as they're talking all good about DMX, and he says, well, I'm going for George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman is going to fuck him up just like he fucked that kid up. That's what Robert Garcia said. It's on Elliot Setback's channel. Now, I don't know if they removed it because I know they removed the comments about the Cuban comments that Robert Garcia made because they realized that sound a little controversial. So I don't know if they removed the comments that he made about Trayvon Martin on Elliot Setback's channel, but now you guys know his rap sheet. And then I almost forgot. Then you had the situation when Marcos Maidana was fighting against Adrian Broner, and Alex Ariza was trying to slip something into Maidana's mouth, or whatever he was doing. We just know that it was extremely suspicious. And Robert Garcia, of course, is aware of this. You guys have to understand something. When the shit hits the fan, the trainer is going to be the guy who is responsible. This is the reason why I'm talking mainly about Robert Garcia right now and not Marcos Maidana. Because the trainer is going to be the main guy who's responsible. When Margarito got busted for having plaster in his hand wraps, it was his trainer that got banned for life, not Margarito. But that also was because the trainer, he took full responsibility of the shit taking place. Listen, we don't know if Robert Garcia, physically opened up the gloves and conformed all the padding inside to the way that he wanted them, etc., etc. We don't know that for sure. But one thing we do know for a fact is that Robert Garcia, he seen these gloves and he decided to use them. Okay? That alone makes him guilty. All right? That alone makes him guilty. You could look at the gloves right now and you could see the difference from the Grants and from the gloves that Robert Garcia and Team Maidana were trying to use. Robert Garcia, he was trying to basically argue that it's just a different brand. But it ain't got nothing to do with the brand. It's the way the weight is distributed. I mean, we could put anything in a pair of gloves so that it weighs 8 ounces, but that obviously doesn't make them commission approved, right? This was obviously a desperate attempt by Team Maidana to have a hell of an advantage. They basically wanted to get a good 3-second head start in the race. And if they couldn't get a head start, they didn't want to take the fight. This is the Luis Resto story all over again. This is the Margarito story all over again. And I truly believe that Robert Garcia, he needs to be held accountable for this. It was amazing when, I was watching a video of all of this unfold. You guys can go and watch it on FightHype.com. They have the video right there. But, Robert Garcia is just sitting there as, they're figuring out that these gloves are faulty. And after everything is said and done, at the very end of the video that I watched, I'm thinking at this time, Robert Garcia, he must be sweating bullets. He must be afraid that he's going to get banned from the sport, etc., right? But instead, right after Mayweather says, put Maidana in the same gloves that we're wearing, then Robert Garcia, he's going to say, well, why don't we wear the same gloves? Why don't you guys wear the same gloves that we have, right? Like, he's almost making it very obvious that there's something going on with these gloves. That he still wants to wear them so bad because he feels that there's an advantage to wearing these gloves. Obviously, if you were to wear some type of Margarito, some type of Luis Resto gloves, obviously Maidana's going to get the main advantage because Maidana is the power puncher. And that's all he's relying on, right? All he's relying on is a power punch. So obviously, wearing some dirty-ass gloves is going to favor them more. So if I was Robert Garcia right now, I would probably shut the hell up because he don't want to take a chance of having him doing an investigation and possibly banning him from the sport. Another part of this story that I wanted to address is some of the responses by the dumbass fans. Now, we already know that there's always this little small chunk of fans that, want to say the most ignorant shit that they possibly can, right? Like when Victor Ortiz jumps in the air to headbutt Floyd Mayweather in the face, and then once Mayweather comes back and he does something that's actually legal, then everybody wants to forget what Victor Ortiz did and just point out Floyd Mayweather. Well, we know that the double standards exist very strong in this sport. And this is another situation where now you have, like I said, a small percentage of people sending ridiculous ass messages saying, oh, Floyd Mayweather, he ain't tough enough or he's scared and all this kind of stuff. He should be a warrior and he should fight, etc., etc. You shouldn't care about the gloves and all this kind of stuff, right? But like I said, this is where the double standard comes in. For those of you guys who don't know, and most of you guys do know this already, when Floyd Mayweather was fighting against Miguel Cotto, remember, it was Floyd Mayweather who wanted the quote-unquote warrior gloves. He wanted the smaller 8-ounce gloves, and it was Miguel Cotto who wanted the bigger, softer gloves, okay? So, but yet, we ain't ever seen nobody say anything about Miguel Cotto not being a warrior, so on and so forth, right? When Oscar De La Hoya started talking about Canelo, he wants to put Canelo against Manny Pacquiao, all of a sudden, all the Pacquiao fans was like, nah, man, nah. Canelo is too big for Pacquiao, etc., etc. What happened to all this warrior talk? When Juan Marquez avoided the Ruslan Provodnikov fight, there were people sending me messages saying, nah, Marquez is too old. He doesn't need to be, taking that type of damage, getting hit by a power puncher like this at his age, etc., etc. Even though Floyd Mayweather is 37 and Bernard Hopkins is 50 years old, etc., etc., right? But what happened to the warrior talk then? So the conclusion is, we know when it comes to fighters that they like Marquez and Manny Pacquiao, they care about those fighters' health. They care about the safety of those fighters, but they don't give a damn about Floyd Mayweather's health, right? Because they don't care what it takes to see Floyd Mayweather lose. They just want to see him lose. Like I said, going back to the Victor Ortiz situation, when Victor Ortiz, go back and watch that video, guys. Watch the crowd response when Victor Ortiz bends down low, jumps up in the air to hit Floyd with a headbutt. Notice the response in the crowd. You'll see some Victor Ortiz fans or Floyd Mayweather detractors. They're watching that and they're cheering it. They're jumping up and down, including the ringleader, fucking Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley, he going crazy, enjoying the fact that Victor Ortiz is jumping in the air, hitting Floyd Mayweather with a headbutt, right? But soon as Floyd Mayweather catches Victor Ortiz with a legal shot that he didn't prepare for, which was a bad case of karma for Victor Ortiz, that's when everybody was pissed off, or at least the Floyd Mayweather detractors, right? So we know what time it is. They don't care what it takes. This also means that if it was Mayweather who would have went into Margarito's dressing room and found out that he had plaster on his gloves or his wraps, you know what that means, right? That means these same dumbass fans, they would have defended the cheater, just like they're defending the cheater right now. Another funny ass double standard is everybody was saying that this is just an easy fight. This is a super easy fight for Floyd Mayweather. Matter of fact, Maidana doesn't even have a pulse. Even though Maidana had never been considered easy for anyone else before, and I can never recall any of these dumbass fans saying, oh, that guy is fighting Maidana? Oh man, that guy is always cherry picking. We never heard them say this about anybody else that fought Maidana, right? But of course, soon as Floyd Mayweather fights him, he's easy. Canelo Alvarez is a bum all of a sudden when he's fighting against Floyd Mayweather. But when Canelo Alvarez is fighting against Erislandy Lara, he ain't no bum. When he's fighting against everyone else, he ain't no bum. So, that goes even further. That's a conversation for another video. But one thing I will say is, what if Canelo beats Erislandy Lara? Then what are you going to say about the fact that Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo Alvarez, right? But back to this subject right here. Now, my question to the dumbass fans is, how do you go from saying that Floyd Mayweather is just picking an easy-ass fight again and he knows this is a guaranteed win and all of this kind of shit, to now you turn around and you say, oh, Floyd is scared. Floyd is scared to fight him. Look, Floyd, he don't want to wear the gloves that Maidana wearing, and now he's scared to fight him. You see what I mean? They will say anything just to try to discredit Floyd Mayweather, but they always leave themselves wide open to be countered. As usual, Floyd Mayweather has 45 fights. When is the last time we seen Floyd Mayweather complain about somebody's boxing gloves? Never, right? Even when he fought against Canelo Alvarez, who was a much harder puncher than Maidana. When he fought against Diego Corrales, when he fought against Ricky Hatton, when he fought against Baldomir, who was 20 pounds bigger than he was. Okay? The point is, the guys that I'm naming, these are hard punchers. Maidana is a hard puncher, but he ain't the hardest puncher that Floyd Mayweather done faced. And look at these goddamn gloves that he's coming in the ring with, or tried to come in the ring with, right? If this shit was the other way around, and Mayweather was the power puncher, and Marcos Maidana was the boxer, and it was Mayweather who had some gloves like this, we already know what the case would be, right? Floyd Mayweather will be accused of cheating. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this situation. I truly believe that Robert Garcia, he should be investigated and possibly be fined some kind of way for his actions, for him being responsible to even allow these gloves to cross the table of inspections, okay? I believe that Floyd Mayweather is still going to go in here and put on a terrific performance, maybe even stopping Marcos Maidana with a possible body shot, or if not stopping him, hurting him multiple times in this fight. I could definitely see Maidana getting hurt. Okay, it should be a very good fight, and I'll be talking about the fight once it's over with. All right, guys, I'm on to the next one.